Hello, welcome. We are running Spelljammer. My name's Howard. This is Corey, Dell, and Sarah. I'll be your dungeon master. And they are Rummish and uh
Dora.
wait, hang on. I don't have their names up. Give me just a second. I'll get it. It's been a few weeks.
Del
Uh,
Starwin, Eudora.
you know what? Y'all can introduce yourselves. Start with Rummish.
Hi, my name's Corey. I play Ramoosh Beetlejuice. I am, a ranger who is an astral elf who is the captain of the Melina, our ship. And guess what? You're watching the Dead Unicorn. That's right. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons. We're playing Spelljammer. Thank you all for tuning in and watching. That's basically it about my character. He's a nice guy. He's stand up person, tries to do the best by his crew, doesn't always succeed, but that's his heart's in the right place. Keith, tell us about Del Starwin.
Dell is another astral elf, actually. He's a star druid who ran away from a life in the Navy and is currently piloting the Melina, piloting and navigating and doing all that fun, wonderful stuff as we go about our journeys through the stars. Sarah?
All right. I play Eudora Jen, and she is a Harengon Eldritch Knight fighter. She has amnesia, and she has currently got bounty hunters actively after her. So she's trying to keep a low profile while being on a pirate ship. So I'm not sure how those two things go together, but
All right. And of course, I'm Howard. I am the dungeon master and therefore everyone else in the game. We are currently down one. Tinker is a fairy that is also the ship's engineer. So, in our last couple of games, our captain Rummish had made sure the whole crew ate and drank well at the Happy Beholder, which is on the Rock of Brawl. When they got back to the Melina, Eudora found a note on her pillow, and a stowaway that had been spying on them during their time in port from before turned out to be the nephew of the person that she is in fact cloned from, or at least that is the current understanding. Rigel, the nephew, ran home when confronted by Eudora, and then she was attacked by one of the crewmates that turned out to be a bounty hunter in disguise, who was seeking the clone of Eudora, or not Eudora Jin, the clone of Uluin Inlay, which is Eudora Jin. Try and get that all straight. They escaped the bounty hunter, but the bounty hunter also escaped. And this was all, oh yeah, this whole celebration that led into all these things was to celebrate their successful mission where they defeat a whole bunch of space clowns. Now they have talked to Johnny Lodestar, their connection who gets their people to come work for them, and explained about this one guy that turned out to be a bounty hunter. And Johnny actually did apologize for someone getting through his vetting process. Offered to help them find a new person. Also offered to give them a new job. Said he had a line on a new job. And there was also some talk at the end of last game about going shopping because the captain was concerned that they don't have a way to talk to each other when they're not right next to each other. So they were talking about maybe finding some sort of magical devices to chat with. And that is where we left off. You have a hole full of space clown weaponry treasure and clown wine. You have, I believe, most of your other things all tied up as far as your loose ends. So what are y'all up to now?
So you're trying to find some kind of device that allows us to talkie while we walkie?
were we looking for a new job too, or am I thinking of our previous game?
Johnny said he had a line on a new job. Was according to my notes, the last thing he said is he had a line on a new job.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
You want to look into that?
Sure. Yeah.
All
Let's
right.
see what he got for us.
Sounds good to me. So I'm gonna say I think it actually ended with you guys at the Happy Beholder talking to Johnny. Hang on. My typing didn't. I wasn't in the right field. Let me try that again. So anyway, just all typing away, thinking I'm doing great, and I look over and nope, I'm not doing a thing. All right. So we'll say that Dell, you joined the conversation just as you came in after making sure the ship was secured and docked and whatnot. And therefore you can, because you weren't, I don't think you were in our last game, were you?
No, I was not.
Okay. All right.
I went away for a little while, and now I came back.
That was why we were playing our off-air one-shot.
Yes.
So
Anyway.
as you're walking up, Johnny, you overhear Johnny saying, "I do have a line on a new job for you. It's dangerous, but it pays really well, and I think it would be perfect for y'all. In fact, I did talk to the guy about you as a possibility for the crew I would have fill it, and he seemed very interested. So here's the deal. There's a guy, his name, it's a weird name. His name's Xanathrax. And his whole thing is that he wants to go into deep space to find, I don't know, something about it's very technical and arcane, and I don't understand a lot of it. But essentially, he's doing experiments with power, with arcane power being harnessed from other realms, and he's offering. Y'all want to make 10,000 gold? That's the offer.
And what exactly do we have to do?
Well, I'm guessing you got to take him out there. He's going to have like a lot of equipment that's going to be have to load it onto your ship, so that he can do his experiments. Hey,
Yay!
slight pause.
I completely forgot that it was Monday because it's a holiday here. And I've been working frantically on a project that's due next weekend. So I started binge watching Rings of Power and just daytime breathing.
What is the holiday in Canada today?
Victoria Day.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. You're a displaced American in Canada. We get it.
That's my excuse.
The idea with Victoria Day is rather than having the monarch's birthday and having that change with every new monarch, they just said, screw it. We'll do it on Queen Victoria's birthday and just kind of keep it that roughly that time-ish. Make it a long weekend and just
yeah, totally makes sense. It was like when they did President's Day in the US. They were like, this is just going to be for all the presidents.
Yep.
Basically. So, and because it's no longer specific to one individual, it can kind of float a little bit as like the third Monday of the month kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
So you've always got a long weekend for it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Nothing sucks quite like having a stat holiday on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yes. Totally agree.
So, fun story. A friend of mine is getting a big recognition in the Society for Creative Anachronism this coming weekend. And so I've been knitting these stockings in this tiny, as in this hair tie is thicker than the yarn that I've been knitting.
Wow.
And to the point where I hand dyed it and my fingers have been permanently purple for like the past month. And I have super glue on my forefinger because my skin was actually starting to split from the tiny, tiny, tiny needles.
Oh.
And so it actually got to the point where I had to stop because half of that purple on this one is like bruise. So that's why I was so focused. Because it's supposed to be a gift for her.
You'll have to show us pictures. I'm dying to see what that looks like.
I will. So that's why I'm so embarrassed. I'm like, okay, there's a good reason why I lost track of time.
We're
It's
mad,
great.
a little bit worried, but not mad.
Yeah,
Just
we're
disappointed.
just glad you're okay.
Because it occurred to us that you were the only person that's never missed a game.
It was just literally nerding out on other nerdy things.
It's okay. We're all nerds here. That's why when Howard was like, "You guys want to talk about your characters?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, we always want to talk about our characters." Duh.
What kind of D&D players would we be if
We don't
didn't want
even-
to talk about our characters?
We don't even care if people want to hear about it. We're still going to talk about it.
I don't know though. Once I was really drunk, and there was this one guy who kept going off about his character, but like not in a cool way. He was like bragging about his stats and whatnot instead of like the cool stuff that he does.
I rolled 18 like 6 times. It was amazing.
Yeah. So I was drunk. I'd never met this guy before. And I turned to him and said, please pontificate upon that which nobody here fucking cares. I then had to share a car ride with him for like an hour back because he hitched a ride in the same car. It was super awkward.
Yeah, very awkward. But it sounds like he had it coming, to be fair.
I could also be a bit of a dick when I'm drunk and like any filters just bite me. Anyways, hi, how are you?
Hi, Brenna's husband.
We don't even know his name. We're just like, Brenna's husband, hi.
Technically, it's Mike.
Hi.
Hi,
Mike, but don't worry, you don't have to remember.
I was going to go with this probably like Bruno and Brenna. I think that would be perfect.
Well, together we form a BM.
Oh no, God, no.
Oh,
No
no.
way. I'm sorry, he followed me down here. Unfortunately, he knows where I live.
She's like, I don't know him. Not really.
We just live together. I don't know why.
We only know each other biblically, and that really doesn't count.
Doesn't count. No, not at all.
Follows the Bible.
Exactly. And that's why it doesn't count.
We are live, by the way. We're
At this point,
just
I haven't
saying.
showered in like 2 days. I'm like, I'm gonna at least put on makeup. Damn it!
All right. So Johnny's got this job, you said.
Yeah, something. 10,000 gold, work for a dude who's going to set up a lab in your ship and take you out to the deep space and run some tests. And he'll give you 10,000 gold. What could go wrong? Eudora, I would like you to
Nothing
make a...
sounds Stevie about that at all.
I'm kind of trying to question him a little bit because that sounds like a lot of gold for doing practically nothing. So I'm kind of like, what's the catch?
I don't
Little
think it's.
sus.
Eudora, make a wisdom roll. No skill
All right.
attached, straight wisdom.
He wants to go in the middle of nowhere and get a rare magical artifact. Of course, it's going to be
Actually,
like.
I lied. If you haven't rolled it yet, it's intelligence, not wisdom, to recall things.
It's a what?
Intelligence to
Intelligence.
recall things. So it's intelligence.
I got it backwards. Sorry.
I'm sorry. My sound is not working real good at the moment. Say one more time.
Make a straight intelligence roll.
Intelligence. Okay. Thank you. Hang on. I'm trying to see where I need to go to.
Like, that's my dump stat.
Just click the intelligence.
Is it it's not the one under saving throws, is it?
No,
Nope.
just click in your attributes. Just click that.
Oh, okay. Ah, all right.
You roll a 1. No, you roll a 2.
Right. I did roll a 1 actually.
No, you rolled a.
I had a +2, so that's how I got a 3.
No, you have
I
a
have
plus
no
one.
clue.
You have a +1. You rolled a 2.
I can
Oh
literally
yes,
see.
you're right. You're right.
I can
yes.
literally see the die on the table.
No, you're right. You're right. I was having it backwards in my head, but you're right. Yes.
Unrelated then. Don't worry about any of that. But
So
yeah, you
yes,
can
I
still
have
be.
no clue what's going on.
Yeah, no, there was a chance you might have had a memory, but you did not.
Probably not.
Hey, that sounds like God. I am hungry right now.
I have a thought. You know, I have a thought about this whole clone spell thing. If you have a second to listen to me go on about it.
Sure.
So we have a lot of group meetings in that Happy Beholder, right?
You're in there right now talking to Johnny Lodestar.
Right.
Lodestar.
And if you're a clone, that means you're a magic spell. And good old what's the beholder's name?
Happy?
Is it
Luigi.
Happy?
Oh, I'm sorry. The Happy
Luigi.
Beholder is Luigi.
Luigi,
Sorry.
yeah. And good
Happy
old,
is the tavern.
good old Luigi over there. He's been looking at you a lot. And his little eyeball.
You look over, he's got like his big tongue just going across his lip.
I want to show you something real quick. And I walk
One
over
stalk
to
is
get
looking in your direction.
I walk over to get into his like main eyesight of anti-magic
Okay.
and point to my head as a tinfoil hat appears on it.
It does.
And then I walk back out and back over to you guys.
And in that moment, he goes, "You don't have to wear that in here."
Of course he'd say that. Of course he'd want me to not
Want
wear
you to
that.
think.
I'm on to him.
Not to poke holes in your theory, but I'm going to poke holes in your theory. Anti-magic negates magic, yes, and a magic creation, probably, but only if that creation is sustained by the magic. Otherwise, once you've summoned it or created it, it just becomes a thing of its own.
That's a good point.
I'm just saying there might be something strange about this whole thing. Not that there wasn't a spell involved in all of this stuff, but there may be other like circumstances or things. But maybe you're right. Maybe there's magical loopholes and all that jazz.
If anyone here is trained
that
in
wrong.
arcane and would like to make an intelligence roll, I might be able to fill in some of the holes. Or y'all can postulate all you like.
I'll do an
I-
Arcana check.
I am. Let's see if I can roll better this time.
I'm just bad at it. Just-
Really?
Okay, so
All
Dell,
right.
Dell, you are correct. As far as Dispel Magic works, Tinker, you're aware of this too. As far as Dispel Magic works, an item that is created by magic but then is not considered inherently magical after that effect would still sustain itself despite being dispelled. So it would not vanish in the eye of the beholder. Unless he used one of his disintegration ray tentacles, in which case it would.
But that becomes a whole different thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I vanished every time we walked in there, the DM would have said something.
You would have vanished
Somebody
once and
would have
been gone
noticed.
forever. So
We would have noticed at some point, you think.
Exactly.
Yes, somebody would have noticed. Most notably us.
Anyways, we got a job to do. I just want to all right. So right.
So, do you want to take this totally not sounding suspicious or dangerous at all job for high reward?
Of course it's a dangerous job.
Where's the
Obviously
fun
it's
if
a
it wasn't
dangerous job.
dangerous?
They're
I
all
mean,
dangerous
You
jobs.
just we've got this weird sounding guy that wants to fly us into the middle of deep space and perform all kinds of magical experiments that that have not been disclosed to to us as to their nature, and then give us a buttload of money.
Right.
You know,
Hey,
even if they're not dangerous missions, we can still make them dangerous.
Well,
I
yes.
feel like that's an inevitability, really, with us.
We'll make sure he's paying for what he that man gets his money's worth, even if it's not dangerous.
We'll make it dangerous.
We'll find a way.
Look, we only do that if we pre-negotiate danger pay on top of the.
We ask for hazard pay and then we make sure it's hazardous.
You understand?
I do, yes.
All right.
Is this something that you're interested in, Captain?
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's a good deal to me. Go out in the middle of nowhere, find a piece of magical artifact. There's probably an asteroid out there with a castle on it or something, and yeah, that sounds fine to me.
Have you ever really said no to a bad idea, though?
Yes.
I think anything that gets us off of this planet where I'm being hunted right now is a good thing,
Yes.
especially with the timing of everything.
In fact, I said that we shouldn't go after the clown. I said maybe we shouldn't do ship-to-ship combat, and then I thought about it for a while, and I came on over to y'all side, to your side.
And it was fun.
It was
something.
We almost, you got really, really mad at me because a giant hammer made of balloons exploded and almost killed our dwarven berserker.
Oh yeah, but then he kind of turned out to be an ass, didn't he?
No, he's a good bloke.
Was it somebody else that was the donkey?
It's been a little while, so my bad.
Yeah.
And we got a griffin too.
That's right.
Oh, now you're good calling it all griffin? I thought you were
As long as you're not wanting to sell it for profit to people who, might not treat it properly.
I thought you were gonna donate it to the Humane Society of Camelot or something. I don't know.
What is this Camelot? It sounds like a silly place.
Humane, Faerunian maybe, but not humans. She doesn't trust humans to take care of magical animals.
Oh, right. She's like, I've seen what they do.
You're gonna just drop it off in the Feywild and say, "Be free."
Be free, be free.
Just find a friendly half giant that likes to take care of animals.
Don't let the giant spider eat it.
By the way, Del, if you don't know the situation with this griffin, let me
tell you.
The clown people were mistreating this griffin probably because they were trafficking it, right? And Tinker over here, she found the griffin, and I'm like, great, we can take care of it, raise it as our own, and maybe, Del could train it and teach it some tricks. We could ride it into battle and whatnot. And then Tink got very upset about that and said, no, it is not your beast of burden or whatnot to do. Got very mad and said, I'm keeping it for myself. And then I said, if you're keeping it for yourself, then it comes out of your share of the gold. It can either be the mascot for the ship and everybody's, it's everybody's, or it's just hers and she can protect it fiercely and you can pay the gold for it.
It's a baby. I don't want it to be exploited. You tall things like to exploit small things.
Some of you small things like to be exploited.
Whoa.
Hey, now, that was one time and I was drunk and there was a lot of gold involved.
I'm not arguing circumstance.
Let me just say, when I get a dog, it's for hunting. When I get a falcon or anything like that, we thinking things, use animals to help us do tasks. It's just what happens. I don't.
So anyway,
That a griffin counts as a beast.
So I'm just saying, I don't know what, it's still up in the air what you want to do with this tank. Just tell me, please, so I can talk to Pay.
It could totally be, ship mascot, but just,
I
treat
don't
it like
mind that at all.
the parent in me says, if you keep it, then you have to feed it and take care of it and clean up after its messes.
Yep.
she doesn't even clean up after her own messes.
Hey, I'm still
No robots
just
to
so
do
y'all
that.
know.
Nobody
And
else is
if you
going
need
to.
a buyer, I can hook you up on someone just paying you for this griffin you say you have.
I think that is the exact thing that Miss Tinka doesn't want to do.
Not to like, anybody who will, exploit it, but I don't know.
All right, so here's the deal. If I were to find you a humane or whatever, Faerunian, whatever you want to call it, buyer, they might not have as much to offer as someone who wants to exploit it. So I'm just saying you'll get a lower price, but I'm not saying I couldn't find you a home for it. I'm just saying it's a little harder if I have to put little stipulations on there, like you have to love it like your own or whatever, nurse it like a kitten, or I don't know.
I'm saying I would rather keep it being a ranger and having a druid. I think that we're more than capable of taking care of a griffin.
Yeah.
I do know of one eccentric fellow that might try and age it directly up into a full-on massive monster ready to fight alongside you. His experiments don't always work.
Is that
as far as that goes, I can feel pretty qualified to say no.
Is this that same guy who wants us to experiment magically on us?
Oh, you remember that? Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the guy.
I think we'll pass.
Guy. He pays a lot for willing test subjects. Just saying. I've had some people go to him and come back fairly wealthy, and not all of them minded the third arm. I'm just saying.
All right. I think we're going to take the job to get the magical artifact for 10,000 gold.
All right. Hang on just a second.
Unless anybody has an objection.
You're the captain.
I feel like you're putting this on me, so if anything goes wrong, you can blame me later. But I'm okay with that.
You're the captain.
Don't be silly, Ramush. We'd blame you anyway.
All right, we're gonna take the job.
Great. That is great. Let Xanathrax know that you're interested, and get the meetup details. Are you okay with meeting up with him, or do you want me to try and get him to go to your ship? Because, what you're willing to do and what he's willing to do might be different. So it's just knowing what you're willing to do before I go talk to him just saves me some time.
I'm fine with going to meet him. In fact, I'd like to see his place and who he is, rather than sounds like a much better idea to get a good feel for this guy.
Well, I know he has a temporary setup here on the Rock of Brawl. He's not from here. He's got like a warehouse set up with a lot of his equipment. So I can't tell you what the equipment is, to be like 100% honest, because I don't have any idea what any of it is.
It's okay. It's okay. Even if it's just like a warehouse where he keeps some stuff, it's still helpful to us. And I look over at Tink. We'll be fine.
Okay.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go talk to him, and then I will leave word here on where to go, or I can have word sent to your ship. Which would you prefer?
Yeah,
your
just
ship?
send it to the ship and
All right.
send a note to the ship.
All right. The Melina is at the docks. Anybody know which dock you're at? And Dell, you would know. So
yeah, I give him the jetty number.
all right. Then I will have word sent to your ship as soon as I have made the negotiation. Do you all have any special rules I need to know going in?
Well, ours is an enclosed ship, so you pretty much got to. There's a doorbell. Ring the doorbell.
No, I meant like we only have so much the space in the hold. We only have this, no pets, whatever. I need to know what your rules are that I should go ahead and mention to him. I'm guessing pets is an issue. You have a flaming griffin on your ship, so.
I don't know how much hold space we do have. You know what? We haven't come up with any rules yet. I'm sure we'll think of some as we take more jobs, though.
Things like that will be negotiated as at the time directly with the individual.
All right, sounds great.
No glitter allowed on board after the bag of holding halfway filled with glitter and the rest with candy.
All right, that is a lot.
Hey, I stated that's exactly what I was doing.
Okay, and then he will head out, go make the arrangements. It'll be probably a few hours before word gets to your ship as to when Xanathrax is coming.
Okay.
All right. Well, we got the shape changer after Adora, and we also have, what was it, the nephew of the witch?
Hey, Corey, you're echoing.
I am. Where could that be coming from?
Is Crystal's computer on?
It's not coming from my computer. I don't think.
No, the echo's gone now.
Yep. Maybe it was coming from my computer. Huh. Interesting. I'll just
You were trying to gaslight us.
on that now, just slightly.
It was all in your head. You imagined it.
I need to shop for a new coat quickly here, though.
Okay, we have a chest filled with almost 5,000 gold. We also have loot that needs to be sold. I did not write down that loot, but I did write down the chest of 5,000 gold.
You do have crates and crates of clown weaponry as well as a couple crates of clown wine as well.
You know what we need?
Although I think that 2 of your crew have been drinking at least 1 crate of the clown wine.
Do you know what we
Which
need?
would be Quijos and Sanos.
Do you know what we need?
You know what?
We need a guy who will just buy stuff from us, like wholesale. Like, hey, we have all of this loot. So we need like a middleman.
I have a thought to that.
All right.
Did it hurt?
Only a little. Where'd the DM go?
I don't know.
What if we? My thought is this: what if we set Sanos and Eos up to be our import, our fences, if you will, our import salespeople?
Ooh. Do you think you go for that?
What was your theory, or what was going on?
I was going to say, what if we set up so that Quijos and Sanos set them up here in town as people that can sell our loot for us while we are off doing different jobs.
I mean, they'll do it if you ask them to.
It saves us the bookkeeping of the extra player character that seems to no longer be with us.
Rather than just have them be alcoholics.
Here's a reminder.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, any excess loot, they can fence. How does that sound?
All right. On their behalf, I will agree to it. As for what the rest of the party thinks, I don't know.
I'm fine with it.
All right. So now we've got people here in town that can sell our loot for us without us having to do it every single time ourselves, and they're still kind of part of our crew that way. Hooray! Hooray! And
we need to stock our kitchen.
we do. We need to restock the galley, and
Did we get a cook kind of character, a person that can.
I was going to say, have we finished getting the rest of our crew?
Did we
had
figure
those-
out who was sleeping in the kitchen?
Yes, the kid that was thought that Adora was his grandma or
Yeah.
aunt. Yeah.
Right. Now I remember.
So we should get the rest of the crew put together. Which would include a cook. Last I remember, we were trying to do that before we went off on that job that netted us the clowns. We've got Quijos and Sanos to sell our clown loot.
So Howard, how much money do we need to spend for our galley?
What do you want to do to your galley?
Make sure it's stocked with fresh food.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Let me look up the price of rations and do some math.
Sure. I think maybe there's even like a book that like tells you how much money it takes to stock like things like a ship.
You know, that might exist, but I don't know what that is. But it's 5 silver per person per day is rations. So we know that your crew there's what, 4 of you guys plus that's the NPC crew has Galdar, Right Click, Vasium and Inadel, Nomus, Heskis, although they don't eat, they don't count. Sano, Quijos, and then that makes 9, and there's another 10 mooks that have no real names.
Right.
So that's 19 times 5 silver a day. How long do you want to how long do you want to go? Like, you want to put a month's worth in your galley?
So looking at trade goods instead of rations,
Okay.
which is bulk buying rather than just getting individual people hardtack.
We need 1,000 hungry man meals, please.
Die of a heart attack from all the sodium.
Because trust me, sailing for a month and only having MREs to eat sucks.
I would imagine it does.
Okay? Don't do that.
Those things are awful.
The Canadian
All right,
ones
so
aren't
if
too
you
bad.
can figure out what
They're
you
so
want to pay per person per day, it's times it by 570, and that's a month's worth.
All right. So
This
hey,
is
look, lifestyle expenses.
This is the riveting part. Yeah, we could just like buy lifestyle
Food,
expenses
lodging.
for each
There's so many sections in the equipment section of the player's handbook.
Yeah.
Well, lodging is like a hotel, place to stay.
So meals per day, modest is a modest meal or modest meals per day would be 3 silver per day. So 3 silver times what?
570. That's your 19 people on your ship times 30 for a month.
570, you said.
Yes.
Okay.
If you want to feed Xanathrax, you can make it a straight 20 times 30, which I believe is 600.
So that's 171 gold.
That's not bad.
And that's for modest level meals for the entire crew for the month. For
I realize
19.
that makes modest level meals less than hardtack, which is 5 silver.
Uh-huh.
Makes
So-
no sense.
That's why I didn't buy hardtack.
So how
Maybe
much?
the hardtack just lasts longer, whereas the modest level meals
Yeah.
aren't any good. Like, halfway through the month, you're walking around with stuff in your pack that stinks.
How much am
Yeah,
I
that would
spending?
make sense.
How much am I spending for the galley now?
171.
171 gold. That's not bad at all. So
Right?
4,890 minus
That's supplies to give us.
171 is all right. How much do I owe the crew now?
So crew, if they're skilled, hireling skilled is 2 gold per day. Untrained is 2 silver per day. So, but that's like
You have 7 trained and 10 untrained.
7 trained and 10 untrained.
Yeah,
So-
I didn't count 2 of your 7 for the food because Heskis and Nomus don't eat.
Yep. So 10 untrained would be 2 silver each per day. So that's times 10, so that's 2 gold 2 gold per day for them. And then the skilled, we said how many? Like 7.
7, just 7 trained people.
So
Galdar,
that's
right click, Vasim and Adel,
2
Nomus,
gold
Heskis,
each
Sano,
per day,
Kihos.
so that's 14. So we're looking at 16 gold per day in wages.
So 16
Okay.
times 30.
16.
Huh?
16
Yeah, 16
times.
times 30 for the month is 480 gold.
Okay.
I'll put those wages aside. And I'm just going to make a new thing for wages. Months,
The
wages.
riveting part of Dungeons and Dragons for all of our watchers.
I know.
Yeah,
That's why I hate this
bookkeeping.
part. I
Early
hate.
editions actually went into fair detail with, but 5th edition, like, they tried to just toss to the curb as much as it could. But this kind of bookkeeping is necessary.
All right. So whenever monthly wages come up, Howard, you can just tell me, and I'll take 480 out of this chest of gold here.
Cool.
Let's go
Make some more money.
make some more money. Yeah.
We got mouths
right.
to feed.
So in expenses, we're looking at about roughly 550 gold a month.
Yeah. Minus repairs or anything like that, which will probably.
Well, in addition, plus repairs and stuff, but in wages and meals, about 550,
Right.
roughly.
Okay. What do y'all want to do in the meantime before we meet this guy?
Well, as I said, I want to get myself a new coat because I'm thinking continuing to wear the Elven Navy's uniform is starting to make me a little noticed.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give from the chest each one of us as the commanders here and stuff. I'm going to give all of y'all 100 gold pieces so y'all can go and grab stuff that you want, and if you need more, I mean, we got it if there's something that's really important that you need. But have 100 gold a piece here. Actually, I can give you 200. There's 4 of us, right? 2 times 4 is
8.
8. Yeah. I'll give you 200 gold pieces and y'all can go ham here, and that brings us up to
Okay.
3919 in our chest.
Okay.
I actually
Tinker-
just put that on my character sheet for
Tinker
once.
would probably go shopping for anything that the ship needs.
Okay.
So-
One thing that y'all specifically discussed, just to put it back out there, if you want to find a way to communicate with each other, you have talked to 2 people that deal in magic items. There was a woman that had a shop on the Rocker Brawl, and there was a gnomish tinkerer that made all kinds of magic items that Tinker met on Saloon, which is right next door, a short trip for your ship if you want to just pop over there and check it out. So those are your two options for magic items. Beyond that, any normal stuff that's in the player's handbook that you want to buy, in the regular equipment section, you're more than welcome to just say you bought. And if you want to negotiate, no, then we got to have an RP scene.
I would like to go to one of the magic shops and see if I could find something that would raise my AC.
Okay.
I was going to say I need to get some invented leather or padded armor as well.
All right. Anybody else want to go to the magic shop? And which one of the two do y'all want to go to?
Everyone's closest.
Yeah.
Well, you're on the Rocker Brawl, so the lady that you talked to once has the closest shop.
We've got
All
what?
right.
Gaspar's and the Syndiath line. Is that what I'm seeing?
Hang on just a sec.
Gaspar's Reclamations. I see Syndiath line. I think both of those deal with magic stuff.
Oh, this is custom. Yeah, I made my own. I didn't even know there were magic shops in the Rocker Brawl. I didn't have all that up. I just made my own woman.
Oh, okay. I was going to say I want to avoid the Syndiath line if that's the case.
Well, you'll be doing that by default because I don't know what that means.
The Syndiath line are former Elven Navy who it turned into a merchant house and do a lot of trade, particularly among the elves.
Oh, okay. I can see why you might want to avoid it.
You can see my distrust.
All right. Yeah, you want to go see the woman? Is everybody going? Is anyone not going to be in the scene? Just so I know. Corey walked off, so.
Here he comes. Are you going to the magic item store?
Nah, y'all have fun.
Corey does not like shopping.
Okay. Okay. So, magic item store.
Cool.
And health potions are not a thing, right?
Health potions totally exist. Yeah, you can buy them.
Oh, okay. How much are they?
I think it's 50 for the basic one. Health potions are expensive.
I
but
think
they
so,
totally
yeah.
exist.
They're
Oh,
like
wow.
a player's
Yeah, that is
handbook item.
expensive.
Let me see. 1 second.
I think they're 50 apiece.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
the basic one, yes.
I think I remember you saying that. That's why I remember that I was like, no, I'm not going to use those. And that translated in my head to they're not an option.
All right. So Xanathar's has different prices. Like healing, the basic one is 50 gold. Greater healing is between 200, 250. Superior 2,000, 2,500. Supreme is 20,000, 25,000 gold.
Pretty googly moogly.
Yeah, that's what it says.
It definitely makes me appreciate our healer.
That's right. Keep me alive.
Feel like every once in a while you should be like, about that shares of the party thing, I just think you should know that what I just did for you was worth 25,000 gold apparently.
What's
you
great
know,
about
I get the
like
grift.
healing spells versus healing potions? A healing potion, you have to spend an entire action drinking the healing potion, and probably all of that healing will just go away next turn as the guy attacks you anyways. With a healing spell, a lot of them are bonus actions that you can just...
The healing word and mass healing word are bonus actions.
Yeah, exactly. Which is so much more helpful.
They are pretty awesome.
All right.
All right. So 3, you're gonna go see the lady. Corey, you doing anything that I need to know about? Go. You go set up the delivery for groceries for the galley. Gotcha.
I'm on it.
All right. As for the other 3 of you, an elderly woman runs a shop that it looks run down, but at the same time, the building itself looks immaculately made, like it was almost crafted through magic. Whereas the decorations look run down, like old rugs and old tapestries. Everything looks aged, and of course, the proprietor herself, while she appears human, also appears quite aged. She may be in her 60s or 70s. She walks with a cane, kind of slow as she moseys about the room. There are amazing things all throughout the shop that will catch your eye, from armor to weapons to a very impressive array of jewelry. And then there's glass in front of most of it. But the immediate thought, of course, is that just a thin pane of glass between you and what you really want. But you get the impression from the amount of things that you think are obviously magical that maybe that glass is not so easy to break.
Yeah, probably not.
No matter what you saw in any D&D movies. And she will turn and greet you as the 3 of you walk in. Hello. Welcome. It's good to see you. What are you looking for? How can I help you?
I am looking for some enchanted leather armor.
Leather armor, yes, that I have plenty of that. Enchanted to do what? Do you wish to swim faster and breathe underwater? Do you wish to
protective?
Oh, just normal protection. All right. And just you? Is everyone else just a looky-loo today, or?
No, we're looking for items. Well, I'm looking for an item as well.
Specifically focused on the care and maintenance of the ship. So I don't know if there's anything that I should be on the lookout for, is basically where I'm going with that.
Care and maintenance of a ship. I assume since we're on the Rock of Brawl, that'd be a ship that traveled through space,
Yes.
not through water. Yes, okay. I'll see if I have anything. I might have a couple things. And ma'am, and she looks to Eudora. If you think of what you're looking for, let me know. I will go look at the leather armor now. And she kind of, walks off to the back.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's all right. I can wait till she waits on them. I'm not in a rush.
All right. After a few moments, you kind of like hear some struggling sounds because she is a tiny old lady. As she's going.
I like, what type of struggling sounds? I'm glad there's evidence of a struggle.
She's being beaten to death in the back room. Nothing big.
I will call out and ask her if she needs any help.
No, I'll be fine. She comes back out, and it is too much work. I had to do it, and there is items floating about. If anyone's familiar with I think it's a level 1 spell, Unseen Servant. If you're not familiar with it, items are floating about.
Hell, I have that spell, I think.
Yeah.
By that spell, it manifests in the form of like automatons.
Well, in her case, they remain unseen. So, yes, the servants are carrying out 3 different sets of what appear to be leather armor, and another one is holding a box. What's that? This is for you to look over, and she points to Dell. And then she says, and for you, and she points to Tinker, you might want to look through this box. I'll help you understand what you're looking at. And Dell, the items that are presented to you are 2 suits of leather, 1 suit of studded leather. They are, one of them has a weird, like, Excuse me. I apologize. I've been kind of chugging a carbonated beverage.
Mhm.
So, has a theme to it, and it looks like it's all white and very ornate. And you could make a religion check to identify it. You do see symbology like woven into the fabric that kind of lines the edges of it. And with a excuse me, and with a 20, there is a deity that you've heard of that is not one of this planet or this particular realm space, but it is a deity of light and goodness called Pelor. And this leather suit will offer you protection of some sort based on what you're reading as you are looking over this symbology, and you're like, okay, so this is something about protection and something about light specifically. You don't know offhand what it does because I mean, you didn't use detect magic. This is just a general religion knowledge check. But with a 20, I will say that you're aware that Pelor is about healing and about light and general goodness.
Okay.
So whatever this is, probably super beneficial. Right along the lines of what you're looking for. The next set that was also leather looks like some pretty basic like brown leather armor, but you do see symbols woven into it. They don't appear like super like it's not like calligraphy. They're not like super well done, but it does look like they are magical runes. It's most likely this is +1 or +2 magical armor. And then the last one, the studded leather looks like something out of a like heavy metal band's like fantasy. Like it looks super violent and kind of cool, but kind of weird. So I don't know what your aesthetic is. However, studded leather is worth 1 extra point of protection before you add magic.
It is, but if those studs are metal, then I can't use it.
Oh, that's a strong point. They are metal. She didn't bring out any bone-studded armor.
So I'll pass on the studded right off the bat.
Okay.
And the one I want to look more closely, not at the Pelor one, but at the other one.
That she'll tell you that it's +2 armor. Basically, is +2 leather armor.
Okay. What's she asking on that?
Let me look up that value because I want to give you something appropriate and not just something I pull up out of my behind.
Yeah. Because cost might be an issue here. Probably is.
Usually is.
Sorry for the delay. All right, so +2 leather armor is 2,000 gold. I feel bad telling you that, but that's what it says.
That's a little out of my price range.
I understand. It's very understandable. I might have a suit that's not quite as strong of enchantment. I can get you one that is not as strong for maybe 500 gold. That would be +1 armor.
It's quite the step down. Yeah, if you've got a suit like that, that I can do.
Okay, and she will put the 3 suits away. Did you want to know anything about the other one, or you're just like, I can't afford it?
The Pelor one, I'm not interested in anything dedicated to any gods.
Oh, That's a fair point. I hadn't thought about that. All right. I'm like, but it did cool stuff. Okay, cool. It's gone. All right, so 500 gold. You can get a +1 pseudo leather.
All right, I'll do it.
It is pretty basic looking, similar in description to the other one, just slightly less ornate symbols carved in because they are only +1.
Right.
All right. Tinker, that crate.
That what? Sorry, you cut out or you started burping in the middle of that.
Crate.
Crate. I heard crepe, which was why I was like,
That crepe is delicious.
I mean, I don't doubt it. She'd probably be all over that, like white on rice, but
All right, so that crate, in it she has, because all you said was something to maintain a ship.
yeah, I don't know if the ship needs anything in particular. And so that's why I kind of left it open-ended, because
okay.
in her mind, that's her baby, that's her armor in her mind, because that's also where she lives, and it's also her weapons in her mind.
All right, so she pulls out what looks like a big, thick scrubbing brush with an ornate, like, pearl handle that she tells you that if you say the right word, it will begin cleaning your ship.
Okay, that's probably very useful, but in my mind, I'm picturing a very fancy toilet brush.
Well, that would also be useful if she doesn't
And
have any
Teaching
toiletry supplies.
Fantasia and the Sorcerer's Apprentice.
This is more like the kind you would be down on your knees and scrubbing with,
Yeah.
but it'll do it itself. It's called the Roomba.
She's gonna put a shark fin on it.
Nice.
What, you're not going to tape a knife to it?
Actually,
call
it
it
doesn't
Stabby?
have a name, but the magical activation word is the elven word Roomba.
You know about Stabby the Roomba?
Of course I do. And you know what? Come to think of it, she probably does have knives on a couple of her, automaton toys. I mean, hell, she's got the one that's kind of like what's his name? The clockwork guy from Return to Oz.
TikTok.
TikTok. Thank you. I keep spacing on that name.
I think Sarah and I, Sarah, Jinx.
That's because you can't find TikTok in, or TikTok's about to no longer be allowed in the States.
Anyways, although he's a skinnier version, he's not like the pot belly, but he's definitely got like the googly eyes and like, you get the gist.
So a bit more C-3PO.
Yes, but not C-3PO's personality. Anyways, definitely has stabby things on him.
All right. There's actually a World of Warcraft pet you can get that is a little thing that looks exactly like TikTok if he had normal proportions of fat. And he's like an ancient version of a robot gnome. I wanted to Google it, but I couldn't remember what it was called. I was like, brain death. It's been too long. All right. So also in that thing that can enhance and protect a ship, she says she has there are paints that can make the ship like have a chameleon mode. But if you paint the ship this way, it will kind of always be on.
Dapple. Maybe
That's a good name for it. I'm going to go with that. It's Dapple paint.
World War II reference.
She has very little for ship stuff. There's a small like gadget that when you wind it up, it will go and attack vermin, get rid of rats. Anything larger than a rat it won't attack. It has to be a tiny creature.
They'll go after Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was told.
No, because
Yeah.
they're not tiny creatures.
No. They will go
Tinker
after.
Bell.
They will go after rats and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, the Mousers. I get what you're doing.
There you go.
Speaker will probably go with the Roomba, actually, and put a shark fin on it.
Okay. The room is like 200 gold.
That's whatever.
Okay. Cool. It's actually just a scrubby brush. The magic word to activate is Roomba, though.
I love it still.
And then Eudora, what did you want to ask her for?
I'm asking her for something that will raise my armor class.
What kind of armor do you wear? I mean, you can wear anything. You're a fighter, but what are you looking for?
Yeah, I mean, I'm either looking to upgrade to a better set of armor, or if she has like any magical items that would just improve my AC in general. Either way, I want to raise my AC basically because it's still fairly low.
What armor are you wearing right now?
Studded leather.
Well, she had some magical studded leather just a minute ago.
Do you want to be a cool, like, heavy metal bunny?
What kind of bonuses am I looking at with that?
All right. So she tells you that suit is worth 1,000. It is a +1 suit of studded leather, but on top of that, once per day, you can cast the shield spell with it instead of using any magic of your own.
Well, I will relay to her that's a bit out of my price range. Do you have anything a little bit lower?
Sure. Let me see what else she has for you. She can get you for less than 1,000.
Yes.
I'll have to look. She can get you a suit of chainmail that has no bonus, that has no minuses. Is it chainmail? Hang on, let me double check. Let me pull up the player's handbook. Stupid books. So many books. You should have forced Corey to come with you because he has like the wallet, apparently. But like, you gotta come. I don't want to go shopping. Well, then stop holding all the money.
And then he holds all the money. Yeah.
Corey, can you hear us right now? Is he even in the room? No.
I think he would left the room.
He
We'll have to whine
really
about
hates
it
shopping
back.
scenes. They offend him on a personal level.
Really?
They
Because that's a
do.
downtime activity or what?
I think he likes it to just be done with some numbers real quick to get it out of the way. But I enjoy the idea of some of our interactions not being a fight. Hey, look, I see Corey's arm. He's here.
He just walked back into the room.
Corey, we're just discussing the fact that you didn't come with us, but you have all the money.
Oh,
Yeah.
I technically don't have the money on me at all ever. I keep it on the ship in the chest. I have it deactivated on my character sheet to show that it's not equipped. I also have like a suit of scale mail I no longer use. If you want scale mail, I have a set.
What's the bonus on that?
+6, I think. It's medium armor though.
Okay, so I was gonna say what she offers you is basically a suit of chainmail that will not give you disadvantage on stealth. It is 500 and it is armor class 16.
Well, that is better than
essentially-
what I have now.
Yeah. It's stealth mail.
So it's just like Elven Chain then.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. It's Elven Chain.
I don't have that much on me. I'll have to come back.
You don't have 500? I can help you out with that if you pay me back.
Okay.
Elven chain actually is +1. This chainmail is not.
Yeah, Elven Chainmail is +1.
This is not +1. But Elven chainmail is way more than her budget.
Well, okay, here's what happened when we got robbed that one time. I deleted all my money, and then when we got it back, I had no idea what I had. I don't think I had that much, but I I have 200 gold as far as I'm concerned. That's the only thing I know for sure. Because he just gave us 200 gold.
Did you add the 200 gold back in? Because I'm willing to let you have it if you say you had it.
No, she didn't know how much. She only has 200 gold because that's what I just gave her.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what
I don't know. I mean, I literally
I don't know how
zero
much
idea.
money I had before we were robbed, but I don't
That
think it was a whole
particular
lot.
session was months ago. I have
Yes.
no clue.
And I don't think it was a particularly large amount. I think it was fairly small.
All right.
I think I was just kind of leaving everything in the big pot for the most part.
Y'all are welcome to come back to the ship and go like grabby hands at the chest.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna do is be like, I need some more money.
All right. Well, if you
Magic
want the
stuff is
chainmail,
expensive.
if you want the chainmail that is AC 16 and does not give you disadvantage on stealth, it is 500 gold.
Okay. Well, if Dell will front me, then I will just pay him back from my share when we get back to the ship.
All right.
That works.
I'll front you the 300, which will bring you up to 500 for it.
All right. Y'all need anything else from this lady? Y'all done?
I got what I needed.
I didn't think y'all were gonna go shopping for high ticket items. Otherwise, I'd have just like split up the majority of the money. Then, let me see.
Hey, I was cheap.
You
There
were
was an
cheap.
item that y'all specifically were saying, everybody except for Dell, who wasn't in on that conversation last game.
I
even recapped it, but nobody brought it up. So whatever.
I can give y'all 750 more gold pieces and still have 919 in the bank for whatever expenses come up, minus the monthly wages we need. Like, so I think we're good. If you just want to say, Howard, if you just want to say I gave them all an extra 750 gold,
Okay.
and just go with that, and that's like everyone's share then.
Sure.
In that case, I'll get the +2
Yeah.
instead of the +1.
Let's just do it like that. Everybody add 750
Yeah.
extra gold to your character sheet.
All right.
Sounds
Then Eudora, you can afford your own stuff. You don't have to borrow off
Yes.
Dell.
Yes, that works out well.
They said they were going to a magic shop. Did you not think those would be high ticket items? All magic is crazy expensive in this game.
Magic is expensive, yes.
So that means it's a total of 1,000 and 1,050 gold, right?
For what?
I
you
gave
talking about
everybody
gold or
I gave
cash?
everybody 200 gold, and then another 750 on top of that is 950.
Right.
Oh, you're giving us 950 each? I thought you were saying you were giving us 750 each.
I am giving you on top of the 200 I already gave you 750. So it's 950 total.
Got it.
Or 95
All right.
platinum. If you don't want to like be weighed down.
I'm fine with that.
I like the idea that y'all just walk around with these like sagging pockets. Every thief staring at you like, whoa.
Well, I mean, we don't have to keep it on us. We could like put it in our room in the ship.
Mine comes out of my bag of holding, like with glitter and stuck to it because of the cotton candy.
And now our chest has 919 gold. And of that, minus 480, 439 gold of it is for whatever expenses we might be finding in the future here.
Okay.
So we do need the 10,000 gold from the new job. But
just a second here.
buy good
Let me
stuff
give
that will protect you and make sure that everybody's cool and you have the things that you need. Because I'm all full with magical items, guys. I can't, like, I got a +2 shield and a +2 whip and a brain nullifier. So
He has no brain.
my brain has been nullified. So
It does sound like what he was saying.
I'm pretty all attuned up. I can't attune much more.
Okay, so I have a question.
right.
So when we equip, like when we have an item of armor and we equip it, does that not automatically change our AC?
I don't think it does it automatically.
Yes,
you
it
probably
does.
have to go and double check it. Does it?
100%.
Okay, then maybe I just don't have this item on here right, because I had an item of armor on there, and when I unchecked it, my AC didn't change.
See,
Yeah.
I'd only put mine in like general equipment, and then I manually changed my armor class.
Okay,
myself.
so here's the thing. If you just type in under the item name what it is, it won't change your armor class. If you drag it in from the compendium, it will. Or when you hover over a specific piece of item, there's a little letter I that appears in the lower right. And if you click it, the information will come up and you can type in there what the AC is. So you can
Okay, so how do we figure out what our normal base armor class is?
Well, he just told you with yours would be 16 with that armor, and then you would add whatever dexterity bonus you've got.
Okay, so if my dexterity bonus is 4, then I would have an AC of 20?
Correct.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you now have the same AC I have. But I have to use a shield and you don't, unless you're using a shield.
No, I'm not using a shield.
Yeah, I am.
I just have a really high dex bonus.
Oh, that's right. You got that. Well, I have a +3 dex. Mine's pretty not shabby at all. By the way, guys, when I take my roguish archetype, I'm going to be a mastermind.
Ooh.
I'm gonna be thinking real hard at you now. I'm gonna get inside your head.
So is your cranium going to swell? And
I hope so. That would be awesome.
That's a mega mind.
But yeah, I get better at insight and judging other people and investigation.
Oh, so you'll be judgy then.
Yeah, 100%.
He role plays it well.
I don't know. Either way, I just know that I needed to have better armor to get hit less because I only had an AC of 12. And believe you me, that was
100%. Yeah.
suicide.
And you didn't want to rely on Tinker to try and save your life.
If I'm busy saving everybody else's lives, I want to be hit less while I'm doing it. All right.
All right.
I got what I wanted.
Are you all done with your shopping? Did y'all have no interest in looking for some way of communicating anymore? Or are you over that idea?
I mean, y'all can do it, but I blew my wad on the armor.
All right. I guess y'all are over it. I'm done. Everybody is back at the ship. When you get back to the ship, a courier has brought information that essentially hang on. I have already forgotten his name. Xanathrax. Xanathrax.
Ask your
Important
doctor
name.
if Xanathrax is right for you.
Xanax.
Xanathrax will be on his way. He will be there before it gets, well, does it get dark? I guess it gets dark because you're in the Tears of Saloon, which means you're in an asteroid field next to the moon saloon. And there is a time when it is not facing the sun because the planet is between it. So you do have day and night, I guess, on the Rocker Brawl.
You know, oddly enough, we do not go to saloon for a drink.
Okay. Is there a joke that I'm missing?
Well, in the Old West, you would go to saloon for
saloon.
Oh, the saloon. Okay, gotcha now.
in the Old West. I'll say to everybody, hey, you know when I was walking in that beholder beam and you could see my tinfoil hat? Good old Luigi was giving me a piece of advice, and I just remembered it. Xanathrax is a beholder name, so I'm pretty sure that when we go meet this guy, he's gonna be another beholder. So if we see him,
How do you know so much about beholder names?
Luigi told me.
Okay.
I did say that. I started the story with that.
I don't know. I usually tune you out when you're talking.
Okay. I see now. Might be a good idea to listen sometimes. I might know something being the captain and all, but teach their own. I'm just saying, we're probably gonna meet a beholder, so if we get and there's a beholder, we should not draw our weapons and jump in and attack it. Or maybe be wary, because it's a beholder, and those things are usually super evil and bad. But we'll see. We'll talk to this guy.
Okay.
I mean, Johnny Lodestar. Yes.
Lodestar.
Lodestar. We've
Whatever
told
you
him
doing,
before, we're not good on taking missions from evil people. And I hope that subsequent missions that we got since then, he's remembered those facts.
I mean, define evil, really.
It's an alignment that is on your character sheet or NPC sheet.
I'm pretty sure Lodestar is neutral. All right. So you have directions to take you to this warehouse on the Rocker Brawl. Is there anything you want to do to prep before you head out and go meet with Xanathrax, who you now believe may in fact be a beholder?
No, I'm
Floating
good.
around in the warehouse.
I mean, I've got my usual kit with me, but other than that,
No.
What?
If we end up killing this beholder, we might have to bribe the guards again.
I probably have did I even name him? My Steel Defender. I haven't named him.
No, it still says Steel Defender on it.
Yeah. So if anybody has any name suggestions.
For your little dude?
He's not
name
little.
him S4.
How big is he?
He's
He's a medium construct. He's bigger than Tinker.
she's basically
Wow.
using him riding on his shoulder.
All right.
Anyways, that's what she's doing.
What do they call it in fighting games? Where you send out a little boy go and defend the neutral. What is
I'm
the
going to say
neutral?
evil? Child, protect us. I have no idea what you're talking about, man. Although what she's doing, I think, is now, thanks to anime, called having a stand.
So it'll morph into like a mecha suit for her.
I think you need a couple more levels for that one.
Oh, kind of like Grogu in the most recent season of.
Oh, he's got the IG-88 and he's riding in it.
No.
I don't think
Nice.
it's 88. It's some other number, but it's on IG.
Yeah.
I'm old. I only remember IG-88. All the other numbers are just wrong.
Hey, you remember that much? I don't. All I remember is Assassin Droid.
Well, when I had the action figure as a child, I remember that on the box, he was called IG-88, which is funny because there were two other bounty hunters called Zuckus and 4LOM, and Kenner got the names wrong and put them on the wrong boxes. So 4LOM was the name of this crazy looking alien, and then his weird droid that followed him was Zuckus, and Zuckus looked like a gray C-3PO with an alien head. But anyway, hey, if you're watching this and you're at all curious, Google it. It's a thing. They got the names wrong.
That is such a nerd thing to be mad about.
I was not mad. I was only confused when I found out later the names were backwards. I was like, no, Zuckus is a droid. Forlom is a dude.
But it makes sense because the number was in, it would be in the droid's name.
Well,
So,
yeah, you say that, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
so what Howard is saying is Tinker should name her assistant there Zuckus.
Name it whatever you like. No, don't feel like there's any naming convention that should restrain you.
Name it Iggy.
Iggy Pop. Is
Well,
it a-
as
Anyways,
an homage
now that we
to
completely derailed it.
IG-88.
So you travel through the Rock of Brawl in one of the seedier districts to a warehouse that is the one that you were told to go to.
All right.
The main entrance is just a regular looking door, but it's almost impossible to not notice. There's a much larger like garage style entrance. Not that it will like come up like a house garage door, but rather that there are two much larger doors that can be opened for loading and possibly even for ships to fly in and out if they can stop on time, depending on the type of ship.
Well, if they've got a decent pilot, they should be able to.
So yeah, they're huge loading bay doors, but the main entrance is a normal sized door to this otherwise dull gray building. Nothing
Okay.
that stands out. I assume one of you knocks or something on the door.
Yeah, I'll give it a bit of a tap.
All right. After a couple of seconds, a person comes and opens the door, and he's dressed in elaborate robes, and he is Gith. You don't know if it's Gith Yankee or Gith Zerai just from looking, because you wouldn't know that.
But he's got the nose.
He is a Gith in elaborate robes. His skin looks less yellow than the Gith that's in your crew, your friend, Kios. It's almost like grayish. And he has like a far away look, like he's not really paying attention to you when he opens the door, and he says, "Welcome, you all, the expected guests of Zenithrax. Please come in." And he will open the door wide and point for you to enter. The room is dimly lit. I think everyone present has dark vision, so you're all probably fine. I think Kios is the only one that didn't.
I don't.
Oh, you don't? Oh, well then, the room is dimly lit, so you have a hard time seeing. everybody else can see as you are walking into this warehouse.
I remember that because you always say you all have it, and then when I checked, I did not.
I'm a liar. Don't
Put on
trust
your
me. Jeez.
bug mask or your crow mask.
Yes,
be
that's
fine.
true. I could do that.
Yep.
That's actually what I have been doing in these situations previously.
You'll have better vision than everyone else.
And that way, if there's anyone invisible in here, you'll see them too.
All right.
And
Well,
also, it covers your face so people don't recognize you without you needing to use a spell to do it.
yeah, that's true. If it's too dark for me to see clearly, I will put the mask on.
Oh no, it doesn't see invisible people. It just makes you immune to blindness. That's what it does. It's sorry.
Okay. Fair enough.
Or you're just making up powers. It also makes you stronger and
sees
sexier.
I mean, I just believe what you guys tell me. If you're going to tell me the wrong thing, that's not my fault. I think you guys know what you're talking about, and apparently you don't.
I was at that moment when Corey said that kind of run through my head like, did I say that? I don't remember that being a thing, but I don't want to take it back. Dang it.
You're like, I don't remember giving them that.
It can also see through illusions. It shows you what's really there.
So we should take advantage of the fact that our DM doesn't remember anything.
And since it's a plague doctor mask, it makes you
To us.
a master of the medicine skill, that thing that rogues do where you have double mastery of
Yeah,
the
you
skill.
told me I could have all of that. Everyone remembers except you.
I need to stop drinking while I'm running games. Dang it.
All right.
Right. You don't remember last game? We're all immortal now. What? Damn it. Still want to record these games?
Of course, then you could go watch the stream and you'd be like, y'all are liars.
I don't watch this show.
All right. Waiting for Xanathrax to show his ugly head. I will thank
Right.
Lurch for showing us in.
He doesn't show just his ugly head. He shows the entire body, which is mostly head. Xanathrax, when you finally see him, is an interesting looking creature. He is a beholder. Like there's no question when you see him. However, upon seeing him, you can't help but notice that beyond being just a beholder, he's in like a mech suit that looks reminiscent of, I assume everyone here's seen the original RoboCop. Do you remember Ed 209? The big machine that was like, drop your weapon. You have 10 seconds to comply. If you were to scoop out the head and remove it and just have the legs and like a framework, there is a beholder sitting on that framework, not floating. There is like a metal thing coming up and arcing over him. And you realize he has straps that are holding him to this thing. He's like hanging from it on this giant frame that is walking for him. Unlike most beholders, the one you've definitely all met, which of course is Luigi of the Happy Beholder, they float freely normally. This one is not floating. Some of his eye stalks are destroyed. He has a lot of burn marks, and there are metal eye stalks that are replacing them in a kind of robot-like fashion. He is a heavily damaged being. However, this form that is walking him around looks amazing. It is walking him just fine. It's big, heavy legs, big, heavy chair that he sits in and he's hanging from, and he is still a mobile beholder. And he looks over all of you as you walk in. Oh, welcome, as you hear his like booming voice through your minds, except of course for Ramesh, who has the thing. Actually, no, Ramesh, you hear it just fine. Because he looks at you.
All right. Well, at least his magical or his anti-magic aura is still working.
Yes, that works just fine. Yes, you also hear his booming voice from him. Welcome, welcome. I've been looking forward to meeting the crew of the Marina. Eudora, make a intelligence check. Straight intelligence, no roll, no skill.
Okie dokie.
Roll another like 2 or 1. It's hilarious. It's always funny when you know nothing. Aw, you actually rolled all right.
She is not Jon Snow.
For a moment, you see him without the legs, without the whole machine contraption, without the burn marks, floating, and it's like you're in a ship with him and some other people who all you see how like my background other than me and my mic is at the moment, or Brenna Tinker's background is. Everybody else is in that weird fuzzy, oh, your own background, like effect. Like you can't focus on everything, but you've seen him before all of this. You just know for a fact you recognize this creature. You have seen him before. That's all you really get for that. You get the impression that he was in like the center of the room of the bridge of a ship. You were on the ship, as well as other people, and you think he was giving orders, but then it all fades in that moment back to where you are now, as facing this guy in this machine who says he is happy to meet you all, and he doesn't make any specific notice of you. Of course, you're also wearing a crazy plague doctor mask. So, I don't know.
So does this seem like some of the other memories that I had from my maker? Is it similar?
Possibly, because you had a similar effect just happen recently when you met Rigel, your possible nephew or your clone,
Your nephew, yeah.
your original's nephew.
Yeah. So it's the same kind of feeling.
Yeah, it's that same like a memory. You don't know if it's yours or not. You've seen him before he was effed up, and you or Uluwin Inlay was on a ship with him.
Hey, I have a wacky theory for you, Sarah, out of character. Since you're getting these memories, right? Clones are supposed to stay in stasis and stuff, but you seem to have all of these memories. So maybe you're actually the really powerful witch that created the clone, and the person who wants you is the clone. And they're very upset that if you die, they'll be replaced. So they want to put you into stasis.
That is a very, very interesting idea.
That's why you have all of these like ideas all these memories in your head, maybe. I'm
like watching Howard's face, trying to read him. He's trying really hard to keep a straight face, but he's not making it.
I know.
He's like, shut up, Corey.
Howard has been drinking for hours, so his face does not count.
All right. Well, okay, here's a question. Do I have like anything in my pack that I could write a note on, do you think? Like, let me look and see what's in my pack.
I don't know what's in your pack.
I mean, like, do we have like the technology, do we have like a way to write a note if we want to pass a note to somebody?
I would like technology, absolutely. A plume and paper totally exists. I mean, but as to what's in your own pack is up to you. You can at any point say, I bought random stuff at a shop. I told you all multiple times. If you want to buy things out of the player's handbook, regular stuff, just buy it.
Yeah, that's probably not something I would have in my pack. Okay, never mind. It was just a thought.
Had y'all bought those, communication devices you even talkked about,
right?
That sort of thing. Yeah, it would be great if we could communicate with each other somehow. It's only, hey, what we should do totally is go to a magic store and buy those things. Cool. We're gonna buy some armor and
who needs utility devices when we can buy combat stuff? Come on.
I mean, we are kind of murder hobos. There's that.
I could be wearing this awesome armor, or I could talk to you.
Do you want a dead druid? Because that's how you get dead druids.
No. No. Healing is expensive. We want to keep our druid nice and safe and healthy.
Welcome. I am excited to meet all of you. Tell me, are you willing to let me put equipment into your ship so that I can study the arcane flows of power and find a way to increase it? My goal is not what you might consider selfish. If I can do this correctly, it would make everyone stronger. Think of all the times you've had difficulties where you've lost loved ones or been injured. What if we could just harness this natural energy in a more just streamlined way that made it more powerful so that we could have, we being not just me and you, but everyone could have what we wanted and make it work. There would be no need to have wars and strife, for we would all be so much stronger and capable that we wouldn't have a need to take from each other. That is my goal. In my experiments, of course, have to be conducted in a safe place on the edge of space that accesses other realms. And that is why I have asked Johnny Lodestar, strange little man that he is, to find people that are capable of helping me in this endeavor. And, you know, of course, all of his eye stalks are waving around and looking around, some of them being a little bit more mechanical, as they are straight pipes with angles in them, turning left and right, with almost like a Dalek eye stalk motion. But the rest of them are still the fleshy, organic beholder eye stalks.
I think you need to rewind a bit and go back to the beginning. Everybody want what now?
All right, so I don't know what of my missive was relayed to you through Lodestar. I need a ship that can take me to the edge of space and my equipment. And he kind of rotates a little, and his eye stalks are gesticulating, maybe? Each eye pointing at all the different crates and such about. Take my equipment and myself there. Allow me to conduct experiments. And when I am done, we can return, and I will give you the 10,000 gold I have promised. In fact, if you agree to this, I can give you 5,000 up front as a show of goodwill, because I really want to get this done, and I want you to trust me.
I mean, you said this grand speech just now about people getting what they want and stuff. Are you making a wish machine or something? Just trying to figure this out. I apologize.
I do not know your understanding of the arcane, but there should be. Are there any amongst you that understand the arcane?
I have a passing knowledge.
The fairy is like, well, yep, right here. Then understand that for those that don't understand the arcane or the divine, there is immense power that grants you like an immediate satisfaction. You're hungry, you can create food. You are tired, you can create a home that you can live
Instant
in.
gratification, my favorite kind.
Yes.
It's never fast enough.
Anything that you need, you can live and have. And therefore, there would be, think of all the wars that you've ever heard of. It's people fighting for space or resources with enough arcane magic. If it could be streamlined and empowered, then everyone could access it and everyone could have everything they need. And we wouldn't need to fight amongst each other. There would be no more wars. That is my goal.
Oh, I think there'd be wars. It would just be about status, ego, and mites.
which would be something that you would easily turn aside. You'd say, oh, these people are awful because they're doing it for ego, not for actual need.
I mean, I knew a bloke that got stole his girlfriend. I don't think magic's gonna solve that.
You don't believe magic could solve some of it?
I mean, if everybody can charm each other and then everybody's charming, this sounds like a mess. But I guess we'll figure that out later.
I believe that with enough power, we can all defend against charms. We can defend against those with their ego issues, and we could have what we need. And then everyone's intellect could be focused on creating something new rather than having to fend for yourself for the majority of your life. Once that's covered, you could focus on better things, creating, making new.
Right.
And that is my goal.
Right. Okay. Oh, Jesus.
I want to. I don't remember what the current analogy is to sense motive. But,
Oh yeah,
Insight.
that's insight. You want to make a wisdom insight check?
Okay, but I was going to say that I know that it was either way. It was wisdom based, and her wisdom sucks. I was wondering if investigation, if she can look at
If
it.
you
and
want
see if
to
it's-
look around at the objects around here and see if
Yes.
maybe there's something that
The
that is
feasibility
like
of
proof
it.
that he might have a different goal.
That's
Sure.
pretty much where I'm going with that. Is
Yeah.
Can she be like, this is what you're saying, this is what you got, this is what I know? Is that
You say you're my friend, but you have 5 guns on you. I see.
That's
I
a
see what you're
totally
going for.
valid point.
yeah, it's like you're going for this altruistic thing, and these are all weapons of mass destruction here. I have questions.
I was asking questions to kind of suss out where he's going, and I'd like to make an insight check if you think it's appropriate, or if I need to ask other questions.
You can make your insight checks. Insights are fine. If you want to make investigation based on Tinker's reasoning, fine with that as well. I'll let everybody roll before I start saying things.
My investigation is a
insight.
20, so
I saw.
I rolled
Okay, sorry.
very low.
Eudora, do you want to do anything?
Hello.
I'm gonna kind of walk around the room and see what I can see if I see anything else that triggers any memories.
All right, that'd be an investigation check for a different outcome.
Okay. Oh. All right, so I see the ceiling.
Kinda. All right, so I'm gonna start with Dell and Tinker because they succeeded in some roles. Dell, there is a passion behind all of his words. This creature, from your estimation, he might be a good actor. He might just be putting on a show. But he, she, they, I don't know beholder pronouns. But whatever this creature in front of you is, seems earnest in its desire for exactly what it's saying. Not just power for itself, but for everyone. That seems to be a true core thing that is passionate about. Beyond that, if you pick up anything, I would say maybe that whenever it's like all you have to do is load my stuff, they're like the tiniest, maybe a bit of hesitation, like there could be more danger than he's letting out.
You don't
But
say.
otherwise, he seems honest about his goal. Does that make sense? You follow that?
Yeah.
basically
That makes sense.
volatile elements.
So, like
Yeah.
working with Tinker.
She's like, yeah, volatile elements, no problem. You got your dynamite over here, like usual,
All right. Tinker.
Just because his motives are pure doesn't mean that the results are less harmful.
He's currently like a burned up beholder that doesn't float anymore, and he needs a mech to walk around. So clearly he's done something wrong. Tinker, based on what you're seeing, starting off, he's a burned up beholder walking around in a mech. Clearly something went wrong, and you know enough about experiments to know sometimes stuff goes wrong.
One of her
Beyond
pinkies
that,
is shorter than the other, but you can't really tell.
exactly. Beyond that, most of his equipment is crated up. He does have tools out. The majority of the tools are just things used to like dollies and things and hammers and not knives, hammers and nails and things that you would use to seal crates and move crates. But you do see there are coils of cables used to transfer energy. And like nothing, you don't see anything that contradicts with a 20. You still see nothing that contradicts what he's saying, which is that he wants to do energy experimentation. Unless you actually started opening up and looking at all of his stuff, you wouldn't be able to assess what his machinery, whatever it is, his equipment does. However, I will say that, again, you did roll a dirty 20, and I want to acknowledge that. So you see nothing contradictory, which would engender some sort of trust, at least in his goal. But again, you also see the mech that he's riding in. He is not a healthy beholder because you've seen one. He runs a tavern, and this is not a healthy one.
No.
Something happened. And again, you're familiar with the concept of a lab explosion.
Actually, yeah.
I'm assuming that's where half of Tinker's family went.
Yes, I was about to say that isn't my background. Sabotage, though, in that case.
I have two questions. I have two questions. But my first question is what kind of dangers and stuff do you suspect we're going to be having going on all the way out there? And are we just hanging out around there? Are we going to land somewhere and you're going to set up what's kind of like the process, and what are we going to see and have to be prepared for?
Oh, well, that is a good question. I appreciate your thoughtfulness, Captain. Now,
I do this. Oh,
my experiments harness energy and attempt to redirect it, to confine it in a way that will make it more accessible to all. So, in the past, I have seen times when this has turned dangerous. So I would suggest, does your ship have, in case of an extreme emergency, I'm not saying this will happen, but if there was a fire, is there a way, do you have lifeboats of some sort that can escape your ship in a worst case scenario?
No, we're going down with the ship. That's just, we don't have lifeboats, do we?
Every ship has the ability to fight fire to some degree.
I think you did have a lifeboat, but I don't remember. I'd have to go through notes from,
I believe we've got.
What we did was we open up our hold and we push all of the things on fire out of it. Our ship is made of stone because it's a dwarf ship. It don't burn very well.
You've replaced a lot of the stone with wood.
That's true, which means the inside can burn up, but the hull.
That's true.
We'll be cooked alive.
We'll be burning on the inside like an oven.
That's why I say we open up the hold and we push all of the fire stuff out. That's the plan.
All right. Well, I would be willing to equip your ship with a lifeboat or two if you have the ability to add them.
And my
In
second.
case of emergencies, I don't foresee my experiments failing, but at the same time, I'm not actually looking to murder you all in an experiment that does fail.
I'm just saying, like, we go out there and suddenly, like, there are vampirates or, space clowns or something.
Well,
There's-
that part would be on you as the people that run the ship that are able to fight.
No. I'm just saying. Do we expect that?
I don't expect those things,
All right.
but I'm aware that they exist, and hopefully you are a strong enough crew to repel them.
Right. So you don't expect any type of, like, external dangers when we get there. You're worried about the dangers coming from your own stuff.
Yes,
Got it.
I am harnessing a type of energy that can be volatile. I
The-
believe I can contain it, and I am only worried about that.
Right.
As for external dangers, that is why I need a experienced crew with a good ship.
The second question is, I mean, there are guild houses and stuff like that. Why go through Johnny Lodestone? Why pick a crew like us?
There are guild houses that have their own interests. And I want someone whose interest is my interest, even if it is because I am paying them. I don't want other people's politics involved. If I discover an energy source that can make us all more powerful, and that energy source is coveted by one political faction, then that is the opposite of my goal.
Right. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. Insight?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
I don't know if my original
Would
insight...
anyone else like to insight or grant insight advantage to him? Anyone at all? Just raise a hand.
Boom.
Say it.
I've already rolled it.
I'll give him some advantage.
All right, you have advantage, Romish. Roll again.
All right. Ooh.
I assume you'll take the 12.
Goes all the way up by 2.
Okay. Everything he said makes logical sense, and he is very passionate about the project.
All right, well, those are my questions. They check out. I'll let everybody else have at them.
Bill, Tinker, Eudora, anything you want to ask?
No? What's in the crates?
Yeah, I think that she would be asking probably some more questions about the volatility factor, and she'd be couching it in terms of the best way to store them and transport them, protect the ship, protect his gear, but also kind of is trying to get a feel for all of that.
She's like, now, your research seems very, very well thought out, but I'm just wondering, how many Elminsters of magical energy units are we going to be harnessing?
Yeah. Exactly. She's getting into the brass tacks of it.
Yeah.
So
I assume that magical energy in Faerun is discussed in units of Elminsters.
you know what? I do not disagree with that. That makes sense, actually.
I don't know if everyone's seen it yet, but I thought it was awesome that the sorcerer, the half-elf sorcerer in the D&D movie, was a descendant of Elminster.
Yes.
I loved that. Like, on a personal level, I thought that was so great.
I haven't seen it yet, so.
I enjoyed it. It amused me.
That's not a huge spoiler. I mean, that's something he just says.
No.
It doesn't change the story, so.
God, no.
It was fun. It was amusing. Don't follow it too closely for actual rules crunch, but
Oh yeah, no.
We've
Yeah,
talked.
you said that.
We've talked about
You
this a
wish you
lot.
could wild shape that often.
right?
Yeah, that was the biggest thing for sure.
Our big joke is
sacrificed spellcasting for it.
I think our big joke about the movie not following the rules of the book is like, why, you know, what was it again? Like, oh, you're a nerd. You care so much about the rules of the book. I mean, don't people want you to play the game?
Well, like if you're playing like chess, and you're like, my knight can go forward 4 and over 2. No, he cannot. Yes, he can. Why not? Because it's cool. I mean, come on, it's cool. Wouldn't it be cool if my knight could go forward 4 and over 2? I guess, but also like cheaty.
Yeah, everybody would have an aneurysm if the chess scene in Harry Potter didn't follow chess rules.
They really would.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, that's acceptable nerddom.
Take some poetic license with, I think.
But that's exactly it. Because there are so many rules in D&D and most people don't know them, they're like, they don't matter because I don't know them. And like, well, some of us who know them are like, well, that's weird.
A lot of people know them, actually.
If you watch a movie where 2 really intelligent characters are playing chess at each other, and that is to indicate how intelligent they are, the non-chess nerds are like, wow, they're intelligent. The chess nerds are like, that whole chessboard made no sense. Why would there be a pawn on the opposite side of its original side and not already been turned into a queen? And you're like, well, who cares? People that like chess. And this movie is literally called Dungeons and Dragons.
It's the Neil deGrasse.
Watch any action movie with somebody that's actually spent time in the military.
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
it's the Neil
deGrasse.
That
is very miserable because I was married to one of those, and no, thank you.
It's the Neil deGrasse Tyson like paradox, right? Yeah. Like on one hand, you want to be accurate, and on the other hand, all the other people who don't know anything are like, you're just trying to take away all of our fun. It's just like
every movie, you know, it's like action and whatnot, you know, they do like CPR and stuff, and they're always doing it wrong, or it's like it doesn't work like that. And
historical dramas, oh, they didn't wear corsets like that back then, and you know, like,
oh, that one, I'm bad about that one. I am so bad about that one. I feel like twitching, going that it's like I'm taking psychic damage here. I can feel the aneurysm developing.
Right. But the thing is, here's the thing: in historical dramas, like, the plot of the movie never seems to hinge around these historical inaccuracies. If they do, people get really upset. But when it comes to sci-fi movies, we're going to put an entire plot around the fact that you can only use 10% of your brain and only one person has unlocked the rest. Like, that's the difference.
But we know that our common knowledge are...
we know it's a fallacy. But like science fiction, it'll put entire premises around the fact that a fallacy is true.
It's like it's perpetuating junk science in the name of science fiction. Yep.
You don't want to watch movies about the stock market with me.
I don't want to watch movies about the stock market at all.
Oh, I love Wolf of Wall Street. That movie was hilarious.
I have intentionally not watched that movie because I knew it was just going to make me mad.
I would rather have a root canal.
Oh,
you have not that movie, but I watched it after Corey sent me something that you can only buy in Alaska at the time. I think you can buy it in more states now. But I had some edibles, and I do not remember how the Wolf of Wall Street went at all, but I know I loved the movie.
It's an amazing movie. And what's funny about the fact that you don't remember it is there's a scene in it where the guy does drugs so hard that he thinks he's driving perfectly to like a place, but in actuality, he's totaled his car. It's so
the other movie that really gets me is The Accountant. When I watched that, I was like, there's no accounting in this movie. What the heck are they even talking about?
Sarah, you've got to see The Wolf of Wall Street. It's great. It's so funny.
If Corey will send us a care package, we'll go back and watch it together.
Apparently.
And Howard, try a rewatching of that film.
All right. So anyway, you were I think you were trying to look at his stuff. He says if you would like to open some of these crates, I can explain to you to a degree what this equipment does. I don't expect you to understand all of it. Which I know, like, to Tinker, that's a challenge. To the rest of you, it's a statement of obvious fact.
Yeah.
And as he looks around, some of the crates will just pop open because he's telekinetic and awesome because Beholder. Tinker, would you like to make a tinkering check?
Sure. Investigation or Arcana or...
You can roll investigation or you can roll your tinker tools to have a better... Tinker tools is a thing that you can roll.
I will do
to understand
the
machinery.
tools because with my most recent level, I get to double my proficiency bonus with them.
Neat. Then totally do that. If anybody will help you, you even get advantage.
Yeah, 16 total.
Anybody feeling curious wants to help?
I mean, I'm curious. I don't know what I can do to help, but
Trip over a crate, busts open everywhere. Oops.
Unfortunately, this morning when we woke up, we didn't think we were going to be using Tinker tools, even though that we as astral elves can simply change our proficiencies every day.
It's got to be done at that point.
I'm not saying you have to be proficient. I'm saying you have to BS a reason that you can help look through the tools and give her.
I mean, I can help with unpacking things.
All right, good
Hey,
enough.
did you see this thing? And what's this? Because I can reach in and move heavier things than she can.
Yes,
That's
as I
very true.
pick things out of the container and don't know what they are, I will point to them and ask Tinker to explain it to me, thus jogging her memory more about these things that we're looking at.
Tinker, you have advantage. You can roll again if you like, or you can go with 16. Or a dirty 20. Tinker, as you're going through this, you both with your arcane knowledge and with your knowledge of how to make machines work, you're aware that these things are tied together. This is very interesting machinery that is designed to contain and travel arcane energy in much of the same way that, like, you might be able to use a copper wire insulated to make electricity travel. You think that this stuff could make purer forms of arcane energy travel through tubes into boxes. You've never seen anything like this before, but you are admittedly impressed. There are basically, he's created a way to create batteries and storage devices for arcane energy, like in more pure forms, as well as there are something that you realize are basically like taps, like a keg tap that you could release small amounts into smaller tubes to do things.
Okay, so basically just distilling power and then
Exactly.
Okay. So in other words, it's at this point is literally a tool and not anything that screams I am a mega evil cannon of world domination.
No, you don't see that.
It could be if somebody.
However, it is amazing if he did it and he stored amazing amounts of power, and that was his goal. Well, he would have the resource of amazing amounts of power.
But at this point, it's basically a tool, kind of like
Right.
you use dynamite for mining purposes, or you can use dynamite to destroy.
It's in the tool stage.
Yeah, and that's why it's volatile. And so in her mind, she's like, could go either way. Science, cool. Goodbye, me.
All right. And with Tinker's thumbs up, does the party accept the mission?
Well, Captain,
Yep. All right. It seems we got a deal. You can get our stuff into. You can have your. What's his name? Lurch. What's your man's name over there?
Zarathustra?
Huh?
Zarathustra?
Yeah, that was
Love
how
it.
I remembered it. So.
Zarathustra, yeah. Your man Zarathustra over there, he can have the equipment loaded up. Unless you need some help, we can bring some men over. I don't know
Is
how
that his
ginger
theme
they're gonna
song,
be
too?
with. I said, huh?
I was wondering if that was the construction's theme song as well. Bah, bah, bah. That's the Zarathustra, right?
let's take their Zarathustra.
Sorry, I think I broke Corey. He didn't know what that was.
I don't get that reference. I say, unless you need some of our men to come by and pick it up, I can't guarantee they'll be as gentle as you like. You might have to oversee them.
Are we able to? No, we couldn't fly the ship into the city that way. That would be bad. That would not be.
Really though?
It would be frowned upon by the city in an artillery kind of way.
My machine song will always be Powerhouse. Anytime you say, oh, factory or machine or anything, Powerhouse goes through my head. You know that song? From Bugs Bunny, every Bugs Bunny cartoon. Dun 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 da 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 dun da da dun dun.
All right.
Powerhouse. That's what it's called. Look it up. It's great.
I believe you. There's another song about machines called Machine Screw. That's a different one. Look it up. Google it. YouTube it. All right. So, do you have any more questions for my big floating, well, not so floating beholder?
I'm covered.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Awesome. All right, you can take off, retire to your ship until he's ready to go, and load. And people come loading boxes into your ship. Did you want to take him up on the offer to have lifeboats attached to your ship?
Yeah, probably a good idea.
That's a good idea. If
Okay.
anything, I would prioritize lifeboats over the scrubber brush.
We already bought the scrubber brush. That's yours.
I know. I forgot that we didn't have lifeboats at the time.
Lifeboats, rah, rah,
You
rah.
gave the lady at the magic shop like a super vague request, things for a ship. She's like, I have this scrubber brush. Say Roomba and it cleans the room.
Oh, come on, you're offering me something like a Roomba? Of course I'm gonna go for that.
All right. I assume you put that in your character sheet somewhere and it exists now. All right. So yes, they do begin loading up your ship. It takes a good day to get everything to your ship. Is there anything you want to do before the mission begins?
I have something to say.
Yes.
Once we get out of his hearing and back to the ship, I do tell the rest of the crew about my memory and that I think he's somehow connected to my double.
Excellent.
So,
okay. You. So just like keep an eye on. Or maybe you can ask him some questions. Maybe you can be like, hey, I remember you didn't try and get him to jog your memory. If you're clever.
Mostly I'm telling you because I think the people she was involved with were unsavory characters, and that makes me concerned. He may not be completely trustworthy.
Yeah, I don't think he's completely trustworthy either. That said, until he proves otherwise, I'll just keep an eye on him.
Yeah, I'm saying let's be very cautious. He's probably into some shady stuff magically.
Yes.
So I have one thing. I want to play for you that piece from Powerhouse. I'm gonna Just play it real quick, and then you'll understand it real quick.
Bugs Bunny sneaking music.
That's the song. That's what they play during Bugs Bunny when all the gears are going and everything.
Okay.
My wife
I
knows
like
it.
the song. I don't recognize, like, I kind of recognize it. Like, it sounds familiar, but I couldn't, like, be like, oh, that's episode blah, blah.
Well,
Nah,
this is a little different of an arrangement that you'd hear in the Bugs Bunny cartoons, but it's the same song.
Yeah.
Totally believe you.
What about?
Why are you playing the song?
Because we're putting in machines into our ship.
Ah, okay.
We're putting machines in our ship, so
I get it, yeah.
we need a good, song to dun 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 dun.
At least it wasn't the Sorcerer's Apprentice like we were joking about earlier.
Sorcerer's Apprentice, yeah.
Ominous.
All right. That's it. That's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to make sure you knew what Powerhouse was. It's very important to me.
Okay. We are now powerhouses.
Oh, our map just changed.
Powerhouses in my book.
Let me show all the people out there in the lands. It's now a big white map with a picture of a beholder on.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it bigger so that you can all see him.
Mecha Beholder.
That's not at all terrifying.
I did say it was Beholder, and I feel like you should know that they look like this.
Actually, he has the bottom half of like a dwarven automaton from Elder Scrolls.
I can see that.
Remember that dwarf?
So I assume that means that Corey is sharing it with other people? Like our viewers?
Yeah.
Cool.
Excellent. So this is our current new patron. Yeah, we're screwed.
Oh, all beholders look evil like that. It's like when you find a cat with a snaggletooth, and he always looks annoyed because, that's just what a sneer looks like. But the cat's really happy and likes you, and, just has a snaggletooth.
Yep.
That's kind of like me now after I had my mole removed, and now I kind of have like a slight sneer on one side. Like,
it'll heal up.
But
it has already healed. It's just a little bit tight.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm really not sneering at you guys, I swear. But it's really funny trying to do my lipstick sometimes because I'm like, do I follow the actual lip or do I make it look like it's normal like the other one?
On the flip side, though, this we are in Dungeons and Dragons, which is like a game with like very clear good and evil axes. And like in a comic book for kids, if you see somebody with a skull for a face, they're the bad guy. So, like, looking at this guy, just from his looks, yeah, we're probably working for the evil guy. It's like when Superman died and 4 Superman came back and one had an obvious skull head, and people didn't believe that the Skullhead guy was the bad guy all along, that he could actually be Superman. But no, he has a skull for a head. Obviously, he's gonna be the bad guy.
He also had a scrap of Superman's face flesh on his skull, to be fair. How did that not make you feel better?
You know how weird people are about, like, if you have any like imperfections or anything like that? Is it really any wonder why people with scars and things like that turn evil? I mean, this is my villain origin story.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the new Guardians of the Galaxy yet?
Uh-huh.
No, no,
Yes. No,
You
wait,
know
no,
what
I
I'm
haven't.
not going to say it in case anybody hasn't, but you know what I'm thinking about right now.
I cried. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I cried too.
How
It was
could
so
you not?
sad.
It was wonderful. It was pretty good.
Okay.
Well, that's our
Way off topic, sorry.
All good. All good.
We've been through. We've stocked up on our supplies. We've got Scary Monster Boss and all of his mad scientist tools.
Yeah, there's no way this isn't going to end badly, but why not?
Absolutely.
It'll end epically. What are you talking about?
epically, exactly.
Guys, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you before we begin this adventure, just for fun, level up.
All right.
Cool.
Believe that makes you all 7.
I
Yes.
am. Yes.
Cool.
Okay.
If you think cool at 7, enjoy being a 7, whatever.
I don't think that makes I need level 3 of Rogue to become the mastermind, so I'm not there
Yeah,
yet.
3 is the best for
So I click that. Are we done with the game then? Are we done for
Well, we got
today?
13 minutes left, and you're about to go on this big adventure. And you do need to level up before you go. So, we could call it tonight. We didn't get any real action done, but you got your shopping done. You found out what the next big thing is, and you're leveling. I hope that was enough to get people excited about what's about to happen.
I'm good with that.
We've had a long rest at some point in this game, right?
Sure,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, you can restore your stuff. Have a nap.
Whoops, I hit the wrong thing.
It told you it would take at least a day for him to get all his stuff loaded into your ship, so you totally can take a long rest.
All right. We should be all good on everything.
Nice. I have a new ability
Cancel.
called Flash of Genius
Discard.
that says whenever myself or a party member within 30 feet makes an ability check or saving throw, I can use my reaction to add my intelligence modifier to that roll.
Awesome.
Sorry,
Okay.
I'm sharing that now because that is useful to y'all.
It is.
I
Excellent.
promise I will level up, just not tonight because I have to be awake at 4:30.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. Yeah, I don't want to get into the next part of this game because I don't feel like we would be able to stop in 12 minutes.
Yeah, no. there's
Shocking.
And I know that y'all have to work in the morning. I'm off, but you are not. So
Yeah.
I don't want to level up as Ranger. I want to level up as Rogue. There we go.
Yes. All right.
Ooh.
Okay.
I now get a cunning action.
Cunning.
No one can catch me now. I can dash, disengage, and hide as a bonus action.
Ooh.
Ah.
We're still on the stream, right?
Yep, we're still on the stream. He has
no,
not.
we're still online. Can't talk crap yet. In a moment.
Wow, that was
If
quick.
anybody's interested in the how D&D works bit and wants to watch y'all make characters, y'all can talk about it openly while you make your character.
I mean,
level.
I just leveled up. It was 3 clicks and it happened. I don't have much to do. I don't have spells to get or anything. It was just
I get a whopping 4th level spell slot. That is what I get.
Yeah, I got cunning action. That was it.
So
Leveling up is super easy once your character is completely set. I mean, all you gotta do is just see what new feature you get at the next level and write it on your character or copy paste it, and then roll your hit
all
points.
I get is a spell slot at a 4th level spell slot.
Exactly.
It's even quicker with the Character Mancer. It's just Character
That was
Mancer.
why I did it so quickly. I just went
didn't-
Character Mancer.
I never did mine in the Character Mancer.
The Character Mancer requires you to have access to the books that pertain to your character.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for me so much.
Ra-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa.
All right. Well, everyone who watched this far, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate your viewership. We hope that you have already clicked the bell so you know when the next one's coming. If you haven't, you can do that and you'll know when the next one's coming. You should subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, you should like the video because you watched it this far. And this is like almost 3 hours in. And also it tells us you like us. You really like us. Beyond all that, we hope that you never stop gaining XP. No, that's not anymore. What is your thing now, Corey?
Go roll some
Go
dice.
roll some dice.
Go roll some dice.
Isn't that much
And
better?
Have a great night.